Sorry about that, guys. The recording shut off, so I'm just gonna have to continue. Uh, well, where we left off was Deku doing good in the quirk assessment test that Aizawa put on, and you know things. Hmm. 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 Um. Yeah. On to the next part. Uh, and here I come walking into the door like a normal person. All Might in his Silver Age costume, of course, of course. Uh, and that goes the same until then. But I'm Deku's hero costume is gonna be. It's gonna be kind of like Alright. Yeah. Let me just take. Hmm. I think I might make him look a bit like. Hmm. Uh. I think I might give him. Oh, I don't know what I'll make him look like. Um. I think I might give him. Uh. A. I'd say a dark navy blue cloak with a patch of Toothless's head. Not exactly it, but just like a patch on his shoulder, and then another one of a terrible, and then a terrible terror on his, right right below that. So, or on his other shoulder. I can't figure that out. That's essentially what it's going to look like, and he's going to wear brown underneath. Brown and greens underneath the navy blue. And that's essentially what his hero costume is going to look like. And because his hero costume's not going to be that important, just because he doesn't need one while he's fighting. Like Mirio's fighting, like Mirio doesn't need one while he's fighting, kind of like that. But instead of just getting naked, he turns into a dragon. And I'd say all because like all the stuff he's has on him or is wearing or is I'd say the stuff he's wearing, like a backpack, if that would be considered wearing, or if he had something in his pockets, that would be considered that. But like if he's carrying a large object, I'd say that doesn't get transferred over. Like if he's carrying a, like if he's carrying a tennis ball, I wouldn't consider that to be like, because like that's something he's carrying, not something he's wearing, like kind of like that. And that's essentially what it's going to be like. And I'd say the inside, like he's going to have a lot of pockets and pouches on the inside to make, because like when he's in his base form, he's kind of vulnerable, so he's going to have a bunch of weapons hidden inside of his cloak and costume. Like that. I think I might give him Hiccup's fire sword. Yeah, I think I might do that. He's gonna have Hiccup's fire sword hidden underneath his cloak. But the improved version but it's gonna be like the improved version that has zippleback gas, but instead of zippleback gas, it's gonna be propane or some, but it's been dyed a color or something. I don't know, because like Deku's pretty smart. I'm sure he could figure something out. And I'm gonna make him kind of like to build stuff and tinker around. And he's made some stuff. I'll get into that stuff later though. And essentially, and people are gonna notice that Deku's hat is wearing a cloak. Like they're not gonna pay too much attention, but like they notice that he isn't. He's kind of hiding his body a bit. Like it's gonna get noticed about as much as Tokiyami, the guy with dark shadow, the bird head man, whatever his name was. They're gonna notice it about as much as they noticed it for him. Like that's about where it's at. But his is gonna have a hood. So that's where that ends up. Hmm. So on to the fight. It's gonna be the same matchup. And Deku is gonna transform into a terrible terror. That's how that's gonna work. Also, I'm gonna say that if he gets knocked out while in dragon form, if one of his dragons get knocked out, he can either A, substitute for another dragon, or go to his base form. But he has a tendency to. He doesn't like if one of his he doesn't know that yet, so that's how that's gonna happen. So he's gonna go into terrible terror because it's small. He can move around the area easily. And Uraraka, I think. No, he's gonna turn into Toothless, fly them up to the roof, then into a terrible terror. That's how that's gonna work. And then they're gonna go down. And Bakugo is gonna be on the bottom floor. And Uraraka is gonna fight Ida. And while that's going on, Deku is gonna climb on the roof and drop onto the bomb. Hero team wins. And I'm gonna say just for dramatic effect, Bakugo and opened the door right when he dropped on. No, he's gonna get to the bottom floor the moment. He's gonna start heading up the moment before Hero Team wins, and everything and all the other teams go the same. And I'd say Ida still got. I'd say Ida gets MVP because he got Bakugo, and that's just kind of a curse, man. Like Bakugo as a teammate, he might as well have just lost. No, that's just how that's gonna go. But Hero Team is gonna get an applaud for that plan, especially Deku, since Uraraka is gonna get applauds for kind of being she was a decoy, she was a distraction, and and Deku saw her as a very integral part of that plan, because without her that would not have worked. So he's going to see her as an important part, while the others are going to see her as a bit more of a decoy. But, and because, just, I'd say that, but we know that, Uraraka might have, and Ida all she had to do was lay a hand on Ida, and he was as good as down, because you're used to running, but not in 0Gs, my man. It's like trying. It's like this is kind of dark, but if you're in a falling airplane or in a helicopter and it starts flying, and you just start running or if you're falling, if you're falling from a high place, but you just try running. That's essentially what is going on. That's how I'm gonna put it. I'd say if you're skydiving and you start trying to run in midair, that's about how it's gonna be for Ida moving around with 0G on him. I'd say he gets around better than that, but just to give an idea. Why am I even going into detail on that, of all things? I might as well just go into detail on some other stuff. Yeah, and the USJ arc, yay. It's gonna go the same up until they get transported to the boat, In which case, the moment Deku hits the water, he gets a new form. Yeah, he's gonna get a new form the moment he hits the water, and and he is gonna be a sea shocker. Yeah, it's it's a title it's a title class dragon. It's a title. It's a water dragon that uses electricity as a weapon, and he just goes Pika Pika motherfucking chew on all of the on a lot of the villains that were in the water, and he's gonna jump onto the boat, and Mineta and Suyu are gonna think he's a villain, but then he's gonna poof into Deku form or into human form, and it's like, oh, it's you. And Deku's kind of like, I can fend Suyu if you can jump over there. I think I might be able to swim us over or something like, and they get to the shore somehow. Doesn't matter, and the whole that, and then when they hit shore, he turns into a terrible terror, a TT, if you will. TTT is a great game, by the way. But he's gonna turn into a terrible terror. And Nomu, and I'd say he keeps out of range of the Nomu a bit better than in Kanon. He's still gonna fight Nomu, but the moment the Nomu, he realizes the Nomu's not gonna be matched for TT, he turns into Night Fury mode, and then he just starts, and he outspeeds that thing like it's nobody's business, and like he just gets plasma blast after plasma blast, and like that. It's a shot max of 4, so he can only get 4 at a time, but that's plenty enough to distract for until All Might shows up. And I'd say it weakens it a bit more than he does in Kanon, because like you can't just infinitely regen, otherwise that would make you immortal. There are heroes that are immortal, kind of like Deadpool, but like he was also cursed by Thanos to be immortal, so that doesn't really count. And it does show he can grow old, like at a very slow rate, but like it shows that he can grow old, but like far into the future, and that doesn't happen until far into the future. Like the future comics, yeah, it doesn't show him getting old in any way until then. And even then, he's still off track. That goes the same. That goes the same, and then sports festival, and they're and I was always gonna kind of expect pretty good things from Midoriya just because of how his quirk works. He expects him to do good on the race, because like he knows he's fast. Like Night Fury mode is fast. Like how fast can Night Furies even move? Because I know it's fast, but because they're one of the fastest dragons. I'm pretty sure they're the fastest tameable dragons, but I'm not sure if they're the fastest, but they're pretty fast. But yeah, he gets pretty good on the race, because like he just turns into he tries to, and he just turns into Night Fury or in F. I probably will not keep to these abbreviations, but I might try. Yeah. Huh. Where their speed's got to be here somewhere. It says they have a speed of 20 on the website, but that really doesn't tell me anything. Yeah. So I'm gonna say that. Yeah, I'd say he gets first place on, you know, the thing. So, but yeah, he does really well. I cannot find this thing. Yeah, I'm not able to see where their speed, but you know, they're one of the fastest moving of them. Cause like striker classes are some of the fastest as well. Um, hmm. I'd say he also. I'm not gonna give him the cloaking electricity thing, but I am gonna give him everything else. So dive bombing, retractable teeth, echolocation, splitting spines for better maneuverability, blending into the night sky, which I mean, like, you know, it's a night fury. Of course, it can blend into the night sky. But you know, that's how that's gonna work. Hmm. Well, that's about how that goes. Yeah. So onto the cavalry battle. I'd say Deku's gonna be the horse. I'd say a team of two. He could probably be a team of two if they wanted to. But I'd say that he has one person on it. He has the rider on his back, and then he. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that Tokiyami, Dark Shadow guy, and Mineta are on his team. Mineta because he's small and probably easy to carry, relatively speaking. You know, and Tokiyami is doesn't appear to be that heavy either. You know, that's how. And Tokiyami's a good fighter, so that is good. That's why he chose him, and he chose Mineta because he's light. Like, there's no other reason to choose. Oh wait, no. Uraka is on his team, not Mineta. Mineta is not on his team. It's Uraka and weightlessness, her 0G, and she's essentially just gonna take a rope and tie herself to Deku while making herself 0G, just so it'll be easier to hold on, because like, so she doesn't have to hold on, it just is. And she's gonna make herself 0G just to make it so, you know, that happens. And then on to the finals. And I'd say that, you know, it goes the same. I'd say he'd be told about Shinso's quirk, and he's gonna stay quiet, and he's gonna turn into a terrible terror because he doesn't really see the point in going Night Fury for this guy. So he's just gonna put a blast right in front of Shinso and tell him I'm saying he can speak in the forms limitedly, but he's just gonna forfeit because like his voice is gonna change with his forms. And you know, Shinso's gonna say no, and he's just gonna keep and he's gonna put another blast at his feet. And he's gonna last warning, forfeit. And you might be wondering why he's not being taken by Shinso's mind control. Well, that's because from what I remember, you have to respond to him. This is you telling him to do something. This isn't a response. So Shinso is going to say no again, and then he's just going to get hit straight in the. Then he's going to get hit square on, and get knocked out of the ring. I'd say he braces himself with his arms, so his arms get kind of burnt, and he gets knocked back a few feet, and then he forfeits because he realizes that, what you gonna do? And then it's Todoroki next, and I'm gonna give him, and this fight is gonna be an interesting one to say the least. I'd say he does go Night Fury for this. Yeah, he's gonna go Night Fury for this. So, that happened. I'm gonna add an extra event, and it's gonna be a swimming lap. So it's just you take a lap around a pool like so many times, and he's gonna. But you're not allowed to. But you're not allowed to sabotage your. You're not allowed to sabotage others. You just have to help yourself. So, that's gonna happen, and he's gonna get like. I'd say he gets. I'd say he and Froppy both do well, but he does decent. He does better than Froppy. Or Sue, as she is still known. And that's just so I can progress the story in a way I want it to go, so I can have an option on how I want it to go. And that's gonna happen. Huh. Okay, so this is how the fight's gonna go. Like the whole endeavor, like, hey, get my son to use my fire and all that, like, and all of that goes the same, except Deku's speech is a bit more choppy because he's in dragon form. It's not his, because this is gonna be Night Fury. It's not his power. I don't know how I can. It's not his power. It's yours. Because I want to make it kind of screechy, but it's the middle of the night, and so it's going to be a bit screechy, is how it's going to sound when he's talking as Night Fury, and it's going to be kind of choppy as well. It's your power, not his. That's as good as I'm going to get without waking people up. So that's how that's going to go, and he's going to win because, like, Todoroki can't really do anything. He can just fly up and just bombard him with plasma blasts, and it's going to knock him out of the ring. Endeavor's going to be kind of mad, but like, he notices that Shoto couldn't really, like, he himself would have trouble with dealing with that specific ability. With that specific skill set, much as he hates to admit it, he would have trouble fighting. He would have a bit of trouble fighting Deku one-on-one, just because of his skill set and quirk, how that works. And after that, I'm going to say that I am going to say that Bakugo versus Deku is gonna be like I'd say he doesn't go Night Fury mode. He just goes Terrible Terror and snipes them across. Like, Terrible Terrors are pretty good snipers, and they have pretty long range blasts, if I remember correctly, and they are good snipers. that's gonna happen. I was thinking about giving him something, but I'm not sure. Let me know. Let me know. I was thinking about maybe giving him the abilities to turn into two night terrors. It's like so they can kind of divide and conquer. But yeah, he's gonna try sniping Bakugo. Bakugo's gonna blow himself out of the way before they hit. But before the blast hits, and then he's gonna hit pt2 Deku with a decent sized explosion, not huge but decent sized, and then he notices that then Deku realizes that he can't keep going with TT on this match, so he changes to, you know, he changes to Night Fury. He changes to Night Fury and just kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, pyum, 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 you know. But pyum, because I'm gonna make it so he's now 5 blasts, and I'm gonna make him so it's now. I'm gonna make him a. If I said 15 feet long last time, it's gonna be like 20 feet now. So 21 feet. So he's 5 feet away from the normal, like, adult size. And his wingspan is gonna be like 30, I'd say. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. And he's gonna become. His blasts are gonna become a little bit more powerful. Like, you know, I'm debating on what. You know, doesn't matter right now. All you guys have to worry about is whether I should give him 2 TTs when he transforms. Terrible terrors. And that's how that's gonna work. And, you know, he wins the sports festival after just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just Bakugo gets. I'd say he almost knocks Bakugo out with 3, and then almost knocks him out of the ring with 3 and 4, and then he hits him with a last 5th one, which he didn't know he had until just now. Like, it had been 4. The limit had been 4 for quite a while, so now it's 5, and he doesn't know what the limit's actually going to be. So what the final limit's going to be, he doesn't know what that is. So he just assumes, like, I should probably get used to it. I should probably try training with only needing to use one and using each one's. He thinks about how he needs to conserve blasts from that, because, like, he realizes that, yeah, I can't just spam these. And, you know, I'd say his hero name is gonna be. I'm gonna make him the Dragon Hero. The Dragon Hero. Volca. No, that's the hero named Draco. Yeah, something like that. That's essentially what he's going to be. And people are like, yeah, that's a pretty good name for you. And I'd say, and I want you guys to decide, do you want him to go with an aquatic? Because I could make it so he goes to an aquatic base, because that's why I had the swimming pool thing in there. So I can make him go with an aquatic